What is good? It is your boy Pablo Gray. We back with another reaction video. Today we got a clip from ABC7. Title of the clip: House passes bill prohibiting discrimination against LGBTQ after days of debate. I had to click on this. Obviously, I don't have a problem with the LGB. I ain't got no problem with the LGBTQ community, but let me not even say that. I ain't gonna just come at one person, cause y'all just be making it hard. I think a lot of y'all weirdos, and when I say weirdos, the people that's concerned about gender instead of just who you like. That shit I don't understand, bro. Be gay, bro. Be a lesbian if you want to. But that other shit, bro, I just don't get it. You make it hard for everybody else. Cause gay people, lesbians, they already got a hard time. And then you got people out there who don't know who they want to be. We already don't understand. And I'm speaking as the normal person. I understand the shit. I'm worldly. I get the shit. People don't understand already why you like somebody that look just like you. Then you about to try to tell me you don't like how you look or how you already are. It's weird. It's even harder to understand. So, with that being said, I had to click on this. So, before we get into this, like what I'm doing here. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I probably hurt some feelings with that. I don't give a fuck. That's life. Anyway, let's get into the video.
Victory for the LGBTQ community, the House passing a landmark Equality Act that would ban discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand has new reaction tonight.
Tonight, members of the LGBTQ community one step closer to equal protection under the law. Today, the House, including 3 Republicans.
How do you top the perfect cup of Dunkin' Cold Brew? With the perfect top of sweet cold foam. For a velvety smoothness and feeling you just can't top. Sip into a medium chocolate stout or classic cold brew with sweet cold foam for $3. Order ahead plus earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'.
Passing the Equality Act, which would prevent discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity.
It's historic because there's a feeling that we really have a shot to pass this in the Senate.
Congressman Mark Takano of Riverside is the first openly gay person of color ever elected to Congress. And
I had to pause it there because, one, I don't understand the first part of that. I'm not sure if there's ever been a law that prevented people from getting a job based off their sexual orientation, aka who they like. Not who they think they are, but who they like. I thought you couldn't discriminate about that, period. But the second part, I think, is the tag along, which, like I said before, a lot of people don't understand. I don't fucking get it. But that's the not liking who you are, or feeling like you're not who you are, and not being able to discriminate because of that. I can understand the first part. Second part, like, bro, the reason why I say this, because it leaves a lot of possibility. What if someone who just who gives no fucks about the people who actually feel this way, but what if someone selfishly said, you know what, I'm gonna identify as a woman today, and then I'm gonna walk into a woman's bathroom, and I'm gonna be a pervert, and then, the big problem. Yeah, it's not likely, but it still happens, and it just leaves an error for too much. I just don't think you should discriminate against anybody. But sometimes some of y'all just gotta shut the fuck up and fall in line. There's other people that need they shit there first. I'm talking about niggas in particular. We need our shit first. Then if y'all want to worry about the LGBTQ community, sure, by all means. These are all things that if you wanted to, you can hide it. If you could still walk outside the house and hide anything that has to do with the LGBTQ community. But me being a black man, I can't walk out the house and hide that I'm black. That's the difference. That's why some black people get so frustrated when we see LGBT community getting rights and things, when we've been asking for certain rights and things. It's not like we don't understand your plight and shit. It's just like we've been asking for this shit a lot longer. And I don't know why we asking anyway. Why are we asking? But anyway, back to the video.
And says this bill would go a long way to help the trans community.
The trans community is precisely the community that needs the protection of the law the most. They're the ones that are getting murdered, especially trans people of color.
The trans community does.
What I will say is I don't think anybody should be murdered. But if I had to assume, other than people outright just being hate-filled towards these people when it comes to killing them, other than that, I would assume that it's probably from some surprise shit. I didn't expect this and then anger. But I don't know. Never had this situation happen.
Does deserve that recognition from the government.
Members of the LGBTQ community we spoke with tonight in West Hollywood said this was a long time coming.
I know, like, they're really discriminated against. We are really discriminated against in workplaces, and nothing's ever really done about it. So I feel like this is really great.
But they also know that even in 2021, granting them full rights is still upsetting to many Americans.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be upsetting to anyone.
It's protection for people who need it. I know, like, there's still homophobic people, there's still transphobic people that exist.
One of them is in Congress right now. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene at it again this week, posting this anti-trans poster outside her office in an attempt to mock Democrat Marie Newman, who placed a trans flag outside her office honoring her.
Listen, let me say this, because I don't think there's any problem with you wanting to be trans. Like I said, I don't understand it, but that don't mean you can't do it, by all means. But what I will say, until you get some type of operation, the hormones, or until you hit that threshold where you are as close biologically to the gender you want to be, until that point, you need to be classified as the gender you started off with. That's it. That's just what I believe should happen, right? And other than that, when it comes to athletics, I think there should be their own category, because I don't think because you turn into a trans woman and a man to a woman, that I don't think you should be racing against chicks. You should be racing against other people who did the transition too. That's just my opinion. Give you your own shit. That's not the problem. And again, this is what I've been trying to tell y'all from the beginning of the video. I ain't got a problem with no trans people. It's the people with the gender idea. There's more than two. Bro, there's not. Sorry to break it to you. There's not. I don't care what you say. It's not. Some trans people, I think they understand that they're either going to go from male to female. Not no gender. Or gender 6 or 5, whatever the fuck y'all got out there. That's the confusing shit. Nothing wrong with you being transgender. Nothing wrong with you being gay, lesbian. I don't know what the Q means. Maybe queer. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. We just need certain things said so there's no type of confusion. There's no gray area. And it works for everybody. That's what we really need. And you can back something up with science, such as there's only 2 genders. Because that other gender shit doesn't work biologically. Biologically, you don't start off as more than 2 genders. Biologically, there's only 2 genders that exist on the planet. Now, if you would decide to be another one, that's on you. Do that, bro. I don't understand why you want to, but shit, do that. But don't tell me there's more than 2 genders. Science does not back that up. Again, like I said, got no problem with that. But we need clear guidelines.
Trans daughter. Green following it up with an offensive tweet writing, "Your biological son does not belong in my daughter's bathrooms, locker rooms, and sports teams." It's causing some problems among Republicans.
Listen, and what she just said is like, that's a very typical irrational thought. Listen, how you would fix that, like I just said, biological male, cool. He started off as a male. The man's going through the process up until he's as deep in the process as you can get. He probably need to be around boys, or not around boys or girls, by yourself, your own category for people in the middle of transition. It should be your own shit. But until you become a woman fully, or whatever the process is, you don't need to be around them. After you do that, bro, by all means, I don't see what the fuck the problem would be. I don't see what the fuck the problem would be if a woman was trying to take the time to become a man and she finally got to that stage, and then boom, now you're with guys. Up until that point, I don't think you should be around guys. I think that's how it should work. But you shouldn't be fearing that these people are going to be lying about going through the process and then just to be around the opposite sex to be perverts. Because that's the irrational fear. And as soon as somebody can communicate and figure out a way to not have that fear, to rid the people of that fear, we're not going to have no solution. So y'all need to communicate that.
Who are largely looking to oppose the bill on religious grounds.
This is a disgrace and an overreach on the family unit and the way that we raise our children.
Congressman Al Green taking exception.
You used God to put me in the back of the bus. Have you no shame?
Jory Rand, ABC.
You already know what I'm going to say. Fuck religion. But I will say science and just nature. It's there's all types of shit out there. In nature, there is homosexuality. In nature, there is lesbianism, I think. I know there's homosexuality in nature. As far as being transgender, I mean, yeah, there's plants like that. I'm pretty sure there's some few fishes that can choose to be whatever they want to be. I think that's based off like water temperature and shit like that. I don't know. But I can guarantee you they don't have a third part that isn't a woman based or a male based organ. They don't have a third organ that doesn't look like either or. Because biologically there's not a third gender. But there are examples of, in nature, animals, species changing their gender because they have the capability of doing so. There is history, there is not history, but observation of animals with the same sex doing sexual acts. Yeah, sad shit. The normal is, as you can see, as the populations of these animals and species grow, such as the human race species, male and female just happens to keep it repopulating. That's just how it works. There's nothing wrong with the same sex shit if you want to do that. We just know how the chain works, how life works. Just be happy. Do what you do, bro. Be happy. Only way to make everyone happy is communication. That's it. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say. This is my best way of going about this subject without being too touchy, but, you know, being 100%. I ain't got nothing else to say on this. You like what I'm doing here? Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Pablo out.